Hello artists! In today's video I'm going to show you my travel kit that I took with me on vacation to Greece, what I used, what worked, what didn't work, and then the sketchbooks, the sketches that I made. If you're new here, hi, welcome, my name is Irit. I'm a mixed media artist based in Austria, Europe, and on my channel I share my artsy adventures. This video is focused on some sketches that I did while I was in Greece with my family. Now, a little bit of background before we get into everything. I am not a plein air painter, sketcher. I really feel comfortable just painting in my home, in my studio, and I really would like to sketch more. I love working in sketchbooks. It's also, I go through phases. And right now I'm definitely in a sketchbook mood. And I love creating a lot of sketches, but it is a challenge for me. And it is challenging for me to sketch outside, especially when I'm in the setting of like a family trip. However, I really, really wanted this to happen. So I painted more than I was scared I will paint, and less than I would have liked. And I can't say that I'm like amazed by what I created, but it was a little victory. So if you want to see everything that I took, everything that I made, keep on watching. Okay, so this is the kit. This is what I took. For me, this is very little, but for sure it was more than I used and more that I needed. Let's get into it. A few things that I took that I didn't use is I took this collapsible cup, which is really nice. I think it's like for camping. It's really, really nice. I didn't use it. I took a couple of brushes, like not water brushes, thinking that I might, just like fill this with water, but I didn't. So it was completely unnecessary to take it. I also took this larger bag. I thought maybe I would need it. I didn't. And then this is an insert that came with this. I think it comes with 3. Yeah, it comes with 3 of these. And I kind of hacked them and ripped some of the seams so more would fit. So I didn't have like, every single pencil or marker I have to like keep it in these little loops and put them. The thing is, I sketch with a lot of colors, and I find it really, really annoying and disturbing to my process if I have to like take out and insert back all the time pencils and markers. So I tried it this way, where I had like a few pencils and markers in each one of the loops, and like here. And this was still a little bit annoying, and at some point I just put everything in this and got rid of this, like left this in the hotel room. So that was just like my experience. So let me show you. This is how I kept everything. Like this, it closes without any issues, everything fit. And I just put this in my backpack that we took to the beach. Basically, we were, besides like one day or like 2 days actually, we were at the beach like the whole time. So that's mostly what I sketched. I'll show you this at the end, the sketchbook. This is the one that I decided to take. I took only one. I'm happy that I took only one. And it took me probably, we were there for 10 days, probably took me like 4 days to gather the courage, sounds stupid, to gather the courage and take the sketching kit to the beach instead of just sketching in our hotel room. So yeah, most of the sketching was done at the beach. Okay, so from what I took, like these pencils, I used them. I think I used most of the pencils that I took, maybe not so much of the purple ones. I probably, had I spent a little more time, I could have narrowed down my pencil choices. Maybe it would have made things a little bit easier. But yeah, I think I used almost all of these pencils. The clips, I actually left them in the hotel room most of the time. Probably one day I needed them because it was a bit windy. So I think it's handy to have these clips. The Neocolor 2, I was actually really surprised that I used them less than I thought I would. I used them a little bit. Somehow in that setting, I wasn't like in love with them. So that's just like a note to self. This is a product that I absolutely love and I use it all the time. But yeah, for this particular holiday, I don't know, something about it didn't work. Okay, so here I took two palettes. This one is, you can see it's more of like a monochromatic palette. I didn't use it at all. Didn't open it, didn't touch it. This one was the winner of the trip. It really was my most used, most enjoyable supply that I brought with me. I used all of the colors. Actually, maybe the green I didn't use so much. But I used all of the colors and I remember using them, enjoyed all of them. And I think I also really enjoyed the fact that a lot of these are gouache because it just made working, you can work with watercolors in the same way that you can work with gouache. With both of these mediums, you can work with them in a very concentrated way or a very watery way. But I prefer when I work in a concentrated way, which I feel works better for me, especially in sketchbooks, I prefer gouache. And when I work in a watery way, I prefer watercolors because I feel they have a bit more of a luminosity, whereas gouache is flatter, which I like in a concentrated way when I apply these. So this was a huge win, a success. I really enjoyed it. And I could probably, what a lot of people suggested, and I know this, that you should use like just add a little bit of like glycerin or gum arabic to your gouache, like mix it around after you pour it, and then you won't have like these cracks. Now I can see that it's like crumbling. Like these two are cracking the most. So it is something to be mindful of if you're using gouache in this way, but I didn't really have any problems. Nothing came out of the palette. The experience overall was very, very good. So I want to say before I put this away, this thing is from Amazon. It was recommended by a lovely member of the Joy Art Club, and it's just like this pencil case. I will leave a link below, and it worked really, really well. Definitely would take this with me again. Let's look at what I have here. This houses the Daniel Smith watercolor sticks. I use them a bit, not a ton. The brushes, I took a couple of brushes that I really like. They're very, very beat up. Yeah, they are, which I kind of love to abuse them and I don't feel precious about them. I don't know, I've had these forever. They look horrible. I don't even know who makes them, but yeah, so I took them. I didn't use them because I didn't use that water cup. Sharpener, very, very needed. Let me talk a little bit about the water brushes. So this was for me actually redeeming trip for watercolor brushes. I've had various kinds of watercolor brushes for, you know, since I started painting with watercolors and sketching, and I never got along with them and I never really enjoyed them. But during this trip, that's all that I used and I really, really loved them. For me, these ones, I think these are Pentels. Yeah, this is Pentel. This one is Sakura, I see, and this one is Pentel. So both of these are like Japanese. These I enjoyed the most. These I felt I had the most control with the water. Especially, I feel like it's not so difficult to, with other brands, to get a little bit of water But this one is like when I kind of want to wash my brush, especially if I'm using quite concentrated paint. So I often want to wash it. I feel like it's very, very easy with these. You just press it and it starts dripping. And for that, you always want to have some sort of, this is like essential, or all of your colors will get muddy or very watery. So you want to make sure you have paper towels, tissues. I just like these because they're not one-time use, so I don't have to think about it too much. I just grab a couple and they lasted me for the whole trip without a problem. So you want this for a bit more control and cleanup. So these were like my favorite. I used both, like one has a smaller tip and one has a bigger tip. And I really enjoyed them. And then these two were okay. I feel like this would be a good choice if you're painting larger, but you still want a water brush. I think this would be a good choice. This is from Derwent, and it was fun to use it, and I did enjoy it, but it was just a bit too big for this size of sketching. That's how I felt. But the brush itself, it was fun to use, especially like that flat brush. It gives you a little bit a different color application. And I don't know if there's a lot of water brushes with a flat brush tip. So it is, I think, quite unique and definitely useful in certain situations. And then this one is newer to me. It's from Caran d'Ache. And I don't know, I felt like it was harder to control the water amount than the other brushes that I had. So this was just like my experience. I preferred the simpler ones. This one looks really nice. It's really kind of fancy looking, and it has a nice mechanism for filling the water. I mean, sometimes I think maybe simpler is better. With this one, you just open it and fill it. This one, you have to like suction it like a syringe or something. So I don't know. All in all, this one, even though it looks really nice, it's from Caran d'Ache, they make amazing stuff. Simpler worked better for me in this case. So markers, I took a selection of markers. I think I used most of them. I really enjoyed them, especially on, you'll see, kind of more minimal sketching. I liked having the selection of colors. I don't think I could have reduced it to a lot less because I wanted to have different values, like different, lighter colors, darker colors from a few color families. So, some turquoises, some blues. I thought they were very important in a seascape location. And then some yellows and oranges, a couple of browns, a couple of greens. I think it was a pretty well-rounded color selection that was varied enough, but still kind of limited. So I don't think there was a lot of redundancy here. And I think the same with the pencils. Maybe I could have worked to make the kind of color story a little bit more narrow. I also had like these ones. So you see, there's like not a ton here. I kind of used a lot of them. I think probably the one that I used the most was the dark indigo from Luminance Caran d'Ache. Really, really like this one. And then I also just liked the different shades of blue. But, like looking at them, I can't think now of a color that really, really shone. Maybe when we look at the sketchbook, something will emerge. But yeah, I just remember using the dark indigo a lot. So these were the supplies that I took, and a couple of things. That monochromatic little palette was unnecessary. I didn't need to take that. I think I could have managed without the Neo colors. Everything else I used, so yay. Now let me show you what I sketched. Prepare to be underwhelmed. I'll leave this on screen because it's pretty. So I took the Pith Sketchbook. I love the color. I love this sketchbook. I love the paper. I think it works well with all mediums. The truth is that sometimes I struggle with watercolor paper when I'm using mixed media. I mean watercolor paper sketchbooks. So I didn't want to take a watercolor sketchbook. I wanted to take more of a mixed media one, and I'm happy that I did. Okay, I should probably add something to the first page. So this was a quick sketch that honestly I can't even remember. I think I did it like not on location. I think I took the pictures, the airport. This is from the airport in Vienna. There wasn't really a comfortable place to sit and like look at these. Again, I'm just not in the habit of writing things correctly. I'm not in the habit of like taking out my sketchbook and doing a quick sketch, which I probably should work on. Vienna Airport. This is with pencil and marker. I do like that combo. Like I love that. You'll see this is kind of a repeating theme of this combo of like blocks of color in a different medium and then some pencil sketches. So I do like that. Okay, this was a nighttime sketch, which I don't think I've ever done. I don't really know what I'm doing with a lot of these things. These are subjects that are not familiar for me, setups that are not familiar for me, certain product combinations, supply combinations that are not familiar for me. So familiar to me. So a lot of this was like experimental, and I like the color story here. And this was mostly made with markers and a few pencils. And this is like night at Agia Anna, which is the little village that we stayed in Naxos. These are just like quick sketches made from, I think from photos. Maybe I did this. This is kind of the view from our balcony. So I'm not sure if I did it in the scene. This was just like playing around with colors. This was a theme of exploring color, of, you know, the sky and the sea and the different colors of the sea. This was from photos. So a quick little sketch of a church nearby. There are like these little chapels scattered around the island, and another little sketch. I really like this one. I really like it. I honestly don't need a lot more in my sketchbook. I love simple minimalistic sketches. My brain loves this. My brain gets like overwhelmed when there's like a lot of details. So again, I really enjoy doing these like little snippets, like something that caught my interest, like a boat. Doing a whole scene with the landscape, the people, the sun umbrellas, the boats, this was very, very hard for my brain, and I just didn't want to do it. So I kept like focusing on little things. Here I probably wanted to add like some houses, because there were like all these white houses. It's very typical architecture and the look in the Cyclades, which is this group of islands where Naxos is one of them. This woman had a beautiful, like hot pink swimsuit, and I was very grateful to her because I had that color in my palette. So I made a little sketch of hers. Again, like little mini sketches, trying different colors. These were like very enjoyable for me. A boat, trying to do like, I don't know how to do people. So at some point, I think, like I tried it a few times, nothing came out that I really liked. Obviously a very, very minimalistic sketch, which I actually love. I really love this. Probably I would do something else here, but this makes me happy and I'm not mad about it at all, that, you know, I just made this tiny little thing. So this is like a specific hill that I could see from where we were sitting at the beach for, you know, like a week or something. So you will see it repeated. And I really enjoyed painting the same thing. It wasn't anything very special. It was just what I was seeing, and I really enjoyed it. And then this again was like the beach. I think here I tried to use a few of the Neocolors. I don't know, they didn't really work for me in this trip. Again, love this combo of sketchy pencil lines and markers, or gouache and watercolors. Again, trying to capture that beachy feel. Ship. Again, here I tried to block out a few things with a white Neocolor pastel, which was dirty. And yeah, I'm not too crazy about this, but again, like, look how I'm so bad with sketching people. So this was an attempt to sketch my daughter. And this is not me. This is how it actually looks. I was sketching, she had like this little toy doll. So it does look like this. So this is not my like bad skills. This is my bad skills. This was how it looked. And then we bought these like little, you know, wooden like paddles that you can play. It's not really like some ping pong, I guess. I don't know, beach tennis, whatever you call it. So I did those. These were pages that I prepped ahead of time, and I really, really loved using them. And I'll tell you why. Because it speaks to my laziness. It allowed me to add just a few little things. So here there's, I don't know, an idea of this like little hill with a tree. It's actually the same place that I did here. So the hill, there's another row of like rocks behind it. So I just tried to do it there. The tree here, there are like a couple of people in the water, and the sun umbrellas. Obviously, this took not even a minute, and I had a whole page. So I loved the concept of it. Is it like the best representation of this place? Absolutely not. But these are pages in my sketchbook that I love, and we will be exploring this technique more. This was just like swatching all of the blues and turquoises that I brought in all different mediums. This was, I was trying to capture a little bit of the way that the place looked in sunset, and failed miserably, I feel. So I don't know how to progress here. But basically where we were sitting, we were in Naxos, and Naxos is very close to Paros, which is like the next island. And so these hills are Paros, and the colors change as the sun shifts throughout the day. So in the morning, they are kind of brownish, and then we were facing west, so we saw the sunset every day. And when it's sunset time, everything just turns into these shades of blue and gray and purpley, with the sun blazing on the water. So I was trying to capture that. No idea like how to properly do that. We'll see. Again, little moments. Trying to do people, failing miserably. So I just started like mixing colors because that makes me happy. Then we were at the beach, and my daughter wanted to play tic-tac-toe, so we did that. Here I was like, okay, let me try just like with one pencil, see if I can like sketch people. Can't say that I love any of this. Okay, this is one of my favorite pages. Again, this was done at home before the trip, and then I just could take like one pencil and again draw that same place that you saw here. Where is it? Like here, the same hill. So it's the same hill with the tree. There's a little chapel here. The electricity runs, and I just love this combo. It's super, super simple, and I feel very effective. Like it makes you feel like you have something really nice in your sketchbook. that took very little effort or skill. So trying again with like these colors. This was already close to sunset, so all of the colors shifted from how they looked during the day, which was more like this, you know, the brown hills or islands in the background and the blue water, turquoise water. So everything kind of became more bluey, more purpley. Here I was playing around with just like simple brush strokes of quite intense color application, I would say. I like these. So again, this is again that same hill. I added a little boat here. I mean, I didn't add it, it was always there. And just trying to capture the water, different color combos, and see what I like. Little fishies. And I think that's it. So I kind of filled a little bit more than half of the sketchbook, but I have a ton of pictures, so I'm hoping to kind of fill it with the same theme, sketches from that place. So to summarize, am I in love with the sketchbook? No, I'm not. Like, I don't think I did anything amazing that makes me super happy in it. But I did do more than I've done in other trips, so that's a little victory, and you have to take everything you can get. So I'm going to call that a little win. And I hope you enjoyed seeing this. You know, I'm keeping things real. I wish I could show you this like beautiful sketchbook with all these amazing sketches that I've done, which, you know, you can find a lot of people who do that, and maybe one day I'll be one of those people. So thank you for watching, and yeah, I'll see you soon in another video.